You're in a good place now. Relax, breathe, smile. You've entered into your element, the home of origin, the home of intelligence and beauty, where relevant topics are discussed, where what you think counts, and where superior is the norm. You are listening to Perspectives with Ashley Burgess.
You know what I'm craving? A little perspective. That's it. I'd like some fresh, clear, well-seasoned perspective. Can you suggest a good wine to go with that?
With, what, sir?
Perspective. Fresh out, I take it.
I am,
Very well. Since you're all out of perspective and no one else seems to have it in this bloody town, I'll make you a deal. You provide the food, I'll provide the perspective, which would go nicely with a bottle of Cheval Blanc 19...
Welcome back live to Perspectives, and I'm your host, Ashley Burgess. And on tonight's show, we're discussing bringing back the true meaning of the holidays. You know what, though? I don't know. I think we might have to scratch that. Are we bringing back the true meaning of the holidays, or do we really know what the true meaning of the holidays is? I think that's the biggest question. I don't think most of us know what the meaning of the holidays are. I don't think we know it. I think that we are so drawn into the Black Fridays and the Cyber Monday syndrome. Yes, it's a syndrome that I think it's toxified us. I think that we think that the holidays is all about buying. It's all about going to these sales and trying to get these items for our family and friends to show them that we really care because we bought them a bunch of stuff. And if we buy them a bunch of stuff, then that means that we really have to care. Bill, how's your night going?
You know, it's going pretty well, and I really am glad that you chose this topic tonight because you and I have known each other for several years now, and you know my opinion about the Thanksgiving / Christmas / Hanukkah, whatever other holiday there is at
Kwanzaa.
this time of year. Yeah, Kwanzaa, I think you are absolutely correct. I don't think we do know the true meaning of the holidays, and we get so caught up in self-gratification that we just lose sight of everything else.
One gift for them, 3 gifts for me, 1 gift for them, 5 gifts for me.
I was going to say, reverse the order, 3 gifts for me, then 1 gift for them, 1 gift for them.
That's how it goes sometimes. Yeah. Eric, how you doing tonight?
I don't have very much time tonight, Ashley, because I have to run to the store, get a good parking lot, and I also have to fight in line to make sure I get the one unique gift in the store. So I don't have a lot of time because I got to go rush through the holidays and get ready for the next round of holidays.
And literally fight in line.
And literally fight in line. Yeah. So I'm going to put on my combat gear and head to the store to go shopping for the holidays.
That is hilarious. They did an interview with a woman right after Thanksgiving. They've done several of these interviews, and they did an interview with a lady that was standing outside waiting in line for something or other. And they were like, so it's Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving Day. It's Thanksgiving, so where is your family at? She's like, oh, they're at home. So what's going on? Are they having Thanksgiving dinner? And she's like, yeah, they're holding it for me. I made them hold it for me.
Oh, my goodness.
And they're like, so wait a second. So you're out here, and she goes, yeah, I mandated that they hold it for me. And
mandated?
How do they feel about you standing in line? They go, oh, they don't really like it. She goes, but wait till they see what I buy them for Christmas. It's all about what I'm going to buy.
Was it a bribe or something?
I know. It's like, the guy's like, are you for real? He's like, okay, back to the news station. It's like, what do you say to somebody like that?
Wow.
Yeah, you can't really follow that, can you? I mean,
they'll love me when they see what I bought them, though. They'll love me more.
What a message that is in this day and age. Apparently, you can buy other people's love.
Yeah.
Apparently so. Apparently you can go even to Neiman Marcus. You can buy, like a $2 million diamond to show that you really love somebody. What about that $3 million car you can buy?
Sure.
Well, Ashley, this is your chance. All the love you say you have for me, prove it. Porsche, please.
Yeah.
Black Porsche.
Eric has his hand out right now.
Yeah, I got my hand out.
Prove the love.
Prove the love to me. You too, Bill, man. Buy me something. Come on now.
Come on, man.
Well, it is all about me, isn't it? I mean, and I guess, we're just starting the show, so not to get too far into this point, but it's I think the unintended side effect of the, humanism combined with hyper-capitalism.
Hyper-capitalism.
And, did you say cannibalism?
Well, that too.
Okay.
It practically is that nowadays, but it's like we've become our own little gods of our own little universes. and it's all about self gratification. Me, 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 me. And how much am I going to get for Christmas?
Yeah.
And forget Thanksgiving. I mean, we barely even stop for Halloween now.
We don't stop for anything anymore. I mean, honestly, and the few people that do, I feel like we're in the minority. I feel like you try to stop. Like, for example, people have asked me this whole week, how are you doing with your shopping? How's your shopping going? You got your Christmas shopping done? Yeah. And I say, I haven't even started. They're like, woo!
Yeah, you're the strange one.
You're in trouble. You got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And I go, what do you mean I have a lot of work to do? And they're like, you got a lot of gifts to buy. And I go, well, I guess you just don't know how it is around Ashley at the Christmas holidays. I guess you just don't know, because my theory about that is I'd rather spend time.
Yeah.
I'd rather take my family and friends out to do something and to enjoy something together instead of getting them something that they're never even going to remember what I got them.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's something really unique.
When did it change? Did it ever? Is it a function of we've got more technology, media is more aggressive, and that things are more visible now? Or has it always been that way and we just didn't realize it because we weren't so plugged in? Was there ever a true spirit of what the holy days, / holidays are about?
Which is a good point, Eric. I mean, that's the meaning of holiday, holy day, which, we're not here to, push a religious point of view on this show. I don't think you have to believe in any particular religion or any particular deity to appreciate a holiday. It's a time, I think, for self-reflection and basically just to kind of slow down, take stock of things. But, Eric, to answer your question, I think that it just gradually, I don't think there was one single turning point. I just think over the years it just, gradually kind of snuck up on us.
Probably when they stopped, you remember on Sundays when no stores were open on Sundays?
Right, the blue laws.
That? Yeah, blue laws. Yeah, all of that. So, wow.
Remember when you couldn't buy beer or wine on Sundays either? Remember that?
Yep.
Or you couldn't buy it in the morning, right? Was that correct? There was a certain time that you could buy it?
Yeah, I mean, at
afternoon,
first
right?
Afternoon, yeah.
Yeah, at first you couldn't do it at all. Then it was like, okay, then you can do it at, afternoon, when church service is over.
And now it's 7 a.m., right? When the doors open, bam, bam. Come on in. Get some before you go to church. Get some alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol.
There you go. Demon rum.
But exactly. But think about Little Christmas. I know that a lot of our listeners from Sedona and some people in Russia are big on Little Christmas.
Yeah.
And they wait to celebrate Christmas till Little Christmas. And they don't follow all these types of things. I mean,
good for
think
them.
about the Black Friday. Think about the Cyber Monday.
Real quickly, Ashley, what a name, Black Friday. I mean, it
just sounds wrong.
It just evokes images of doom, doesn't it?
It's oxymoronic.
Yes.
I feel like people are going to put sheets on their head in March or something.
Wow. Did you really just go there?
Well, it depends on the color of the sheets.
That's what I was thinking too, Eric. That's what I was thinking too. I wasn't going to say it.
I went there with some fire and brimstone.
It's all good though. But it is Cyber Monday and Black Friday. I mean, that's crazy. No, the only people that benefit from Black Friday are the stores because the whole purpose is to put them in the black, right? As opposed to the red.
So for those of you who may not understand the origins of those terms, that the sales that stores make puts them in the black as opposed to being in the red.
Meaning profit versus loss.
Loss. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's gotten to the point where, I think I said this on a previous show, Ashley, which, by the way, for our listeners, you can listen to our previous shows here on Spreaker.com, also AshleyBurgess.com, and on iTunes. Just type in Ashley Burgess.
Shamelessly good holiday plug.
There you go. Speaking of, trying to, make profit. But
we don't make any money out of y'all.
No, we don't. No, we don't. But
freebie.
It's for the love.
It's for the love of all of our listeners. But yeah,
for the love of humanity, for the love for the children.
My girlfriend and her brother. I mean, they'll have Thanksgiving dinner, in the afternoon. But then about 6 o'clock, they go on a 24-hour overnight shopping trip.
Binge.
And see, I get it to a degree. I mean, you eat. And then you just want to maybe work it off. What we used to do is go walking around the park. So I get it if you go to the mall and hey, we're just going to walk around for a few hours and come back home. But when you start talking about 24 hours and shopping marathons and staying overnight and camping out, that's a bit over the top for me.
It's just capitalism, running amok. Which folks, longtime listeners of this show. I mean, look, I'm no communist. Okay, I mean,
you're not.
No,
Bill's a commie.
No, not hardly.
Bring out the secret police.
Not hardly.
Give us names. Give us names.
We're going to, speaking of Black Friday, we're going to blacklist you.
Yeah, no, not me. I'm on the side of right on that. I mean, I am no communist. I do tend to lean conservative on a lot of issues, but there is a point where it's gone too far. I mean, how much crap? I'll just go ahead and say it. How much crap? Can you buy? Because a lot of this stuff, especially electronics, is just going to be obsolete in 6 months, if not less.
Well, I think about when I was a kid, and we'll go to break here in a second, but I think about when I was a kid, and as a kid, I used to play with the boxes that the toys came in, or that the object came in, more than I played with the actual item.
Yeah.
And, right before to go to break, I was talking to some of my friends earlier, and they were telling me that their kids want iPhone 6s and iPads, and most of these kids are under the age of 10.
Yeah.
So when we come back, we're going to be talking about what the real meaning of the holidays is, did we ever know it, and how to actually create and capture your own meaning of the holiday season. Stay tuned, because Perspectives with your host, me, Ashley Burgess, we'll be back in 2 shakes.
Turn it up and jump in the deep end on Perspectives with Ashley Burgess. The water's warm and there's a swim-up bar. Glass of perspective, anyone? Now, here's Ashley.
Welcome back live to Perspectives, and I'm your host, Ashley Burgess. And on tonight's show, we're discussing bringing back the true meaning of the holidays. But wait, do we actually know? Do we actually know what the true meaning of the holidays is? I don't think we do. And we were just talking about the concept of just not knowing. Everybody's out there on Black Friday. If it's not that, it's Cyber Monday. I mean, I looked at my emails and I almost got sucked in for a second. I saw like this ad from T-Mobile saying, get the new 6 Plus. You get a free 64 instead of 16 gigabytes. You get $100 off. And so I went on there, and then that's when I realized, I was like, holy crap. Apple's selling a phone for almost $1,000. Since when do we sell cell phones for $1,000? I was like, I can't believe this phone is $958. I was like, okay, close, exit, trash the email, right? I even got insulted for just a second. Like, I got angry. I was like, what am I doing? But when I was talking to my friends about those phones, like a 7-year-old kid?
Yeah.
An iPhone 6? There's no way. Kids lose their own coats and jackets. They lose their own butt if it wasn't attached to their body, much less a $950 phone. Heck no. I'm not doing it.
I have an iPhone 5S, and people look at me like, oh my God, you have a 5S? Like,
I have a 5.
Do you even have indoor toilets? I mean, come on. It's gotten to the point where if you're not upgrading your technology like every 3 or 4 months or whatever, then it's like you're a Mennonite or something.
Yeah.
So you're not a communist and you're not a Mennonite, right?
That's
right.
Right. Yeah.
Or an Amish either.
Yeah, the funny thing about it, and I've talked about it before, especially having worked in that industry, advertising and marketing, all of that's by design, man. It absolutely it's like we're sheep. It's like you got to have it, and then we'll take it away from you, and then it makes you want it even more. Those phones, they really aren't even for the kids. They're for the parents to some degree to say, hey, look what I got my kid. And that's even more a bit psychologically twisted, I think.
I agree with you.
There's a lot of stuff that fits in that category.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people out there, and I asked that. A friend of mine's, I know a lot of people out there, you're married or you have babies, mamas, or whatever, and some of my friends, fit into the second category, and they said that they go over there and their kids are always, like this one kid wants a 42-inch screen TV. He's like, Dad, wow. I want a 42-inch screen flat panel screen TV.
In his room, right?
And he's like, you're 11. And he goes, God bless you, son. God bless you. And he goes, why are you saying God bless me? And he said, I just laughed and I walked out the door.
Wow.
Because I did not know what to say, because there's no way in God's green creation this 11-year-old is getting a 42-inch flat panel screen TV. He's like, no way.
I have TV inch envy of an 11-year-old.
I know, right?
I know, right? I mean,
He doesn't have it yet. He won't get it either.
It's like the other way around.
He'll get a coat and some mittens, and he'll be happy with it.
I'll tell you, Eric. I'll tell you exactly why that 11-year-old kid asked for that stuff. His friends at school have it.
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
Oh, little Jimmy. You know, look what his parents bought him. Mommy, Daddy, can I have that? And you know what my mother used to say to me. When I would say other people, all the other kids are doing
what
it.
they did to get it.
It's if everybody else jumped off a bridge, would you?
Or you don't know what they did to get it.
Yeah.
Or what they're sacrificing to get it.
You know,
little Jimmy may not even have a balanced meal, but he's got a 42-inch screen TV,
Right, exactly.
just so they can talk about it with the neighbors and his friends. So
That's so true. I mean, I remember when I was younger, I didn't have a TV in my room at all. I didn't even have
Neither
a
did I.
phone.
I have a phone.
I didn't even
for
have a
TV,
phone.
Yeah.
I barely had a stereo system where I could play. Of course, I'm dating myself here. Where I could play, cassettes.
Well, I mean, my parents just didn't give me that. They said that's part of our stuff. We make the money, you don't. We have a stereo in the house. In the rest of the house, you can listen to stereo in the house.
Yeah.
You can watch TV with the family. You can use the phone in front of us because you're too young to really be on the phone hiding about using the phone. And, I look back at that time, and I never really got angry about it because it always just seemed like the right thing to do. And I don't even have a TV in my bedroom now as an adult because I don't think that watching TV in bed is healthy. I mean, I'm a psychologist. I mean, a therapist
It's
and a
not.
psychologist for a reason.
Yeah.
I know these kind of things, and I know what's right and what's not.
Oh.
And this particularly, watching TV in bed is a bad idea.
Although my poor mom, she literally cannot sleep without the TV going.
That's bad.
It's because I mean she's a little bit deaf in her right ear. It's white noise.
But yeah, unfortunately, it subconsciously goes into your brain, and you remember every
Well, that's
single
true,
thing.
yeah.
Every single thing that you hear, the next day.
That's why you
Yep.
wake up singing the Tide commercial over and over and over again. And you go, if it's dirty and I need my whites clean, and you're like, oh, crap, I can't get this out of my head, But yeah, most people say it's white noise, and unfortunately, it's just everything goes right in. There's nobody there guarding the castle door.
Yeah, but back to the kids real quick. Ashley, you brought up a really good point about the kids and the stuff that they're asking for. And as you guys know and the listeners know, I've got, 3 kids. And one of the most powerful terms in regards to being a parent, especially around the holiday and Christmas in particular, there's a phrase or a word that you can use that's powerful that I think we've forgotten here in the United States. And the word simply is no.
No is a good word.
You can't have it.
By the way, it's the same in Spanish. No.
No.
In Portuguese.
You can't
No.
have it. Can I have this? No.
French. None.
My friends have it. I want it. Can I have it? No.
Russian. Yet.
Yeah, exactly. And if we can bring up the word no to our kids, maybe we got a shot at stopping this tide of over-consumerism that's taking over the holidays.
I wish we could actually sit there and go, hey, set them aside and realize that, okay, so little Tommy or whatever his name was that you gave him, the kid that has the big screen TV. I mean, what does it mean to love someone? And I think that's what gets down to this whole argument, really, is that the reason why we really can't bring back the true meaning of the holidays, but we can create it. We can capture it. And on tonight's show, we're talking about how you can create and capture your own unique meaning of the holidays.
Yeah.
Right now, you're going to get it tonight because guess what? This is a big deal to learn. This is a big thing to learn because you know what? Love is not based on finances.
Amen to that. Say that one more time, Ashley.
Love is not based on finances.
Hello, all our listeners.
There's a lot of people in bad relationships all over this world that they have some rich man or some rich woman buying them stuff. Okay,
Which I know we have a lot of listeners who are probably they're having to call the crash card out right now. A heart attack. Here we go. So all of our listeners, of course,
ambulances all over the country are now out there.
So we're live right now on Facebook and Twitter, and so I think we'd like
send us a message right
yeah.
now here on Perspectives with Ashley Burgess,
Yeah.
whether you're on Facebook or on Ashley Burgess or on Twitter. At Ashley Burgess is my handle, at Ashley Burgess. Tell me what you got going on here, because I think that love is based on love. Love is based on your actions. Love is based on the emotion, on your feeling. When you take care of your child and you get them food and you clothe them and you give them a hug and you care about them, that to me means so much more. And sadly enough, this cycle, this really funky, off-colored cycle has continued, and Black Friday is the face of it, and Cyber Monday is the face of it, saying, buy a bunch of stuff because that's the way that you show love, because there isn't any way to show love but giving stuff, because so many people have been brought up in a family where mom and dad were never there. Maybe you were brought up by the maids. I don't know. But you know what? In the same situation, Mom and Dad were never there, and on Christmas, you got a bunch of gifts. Can you even remember what any of those gifts were?
Or who gave them to you?
And for most of the kids don't even remember a month after what they got for Christmas.
Nor do they play with it.
32 gifts, and they won't remember. They'll probably remember one thing that they got that was that unique gift. I mean, like, I believe that you can gift to people, but it has to have meaning. You know, for example, it has to have meaning. It can't just be expensive. You can't just sit there and go, I went to Tiffany's. What'd you do?
That's what I love about baby showers. Once I got into the whole baby shower thing before I started having kids, I was like, what's this whole baby shower thing about? And then I realized that baby showers, the gifts you get at baby showers are legitimate gifts that you can actually use. And they're not glamorous. You get diapers.
You get a diaper genie.
You get wipes. You know?
You don't smell the dirty diapers. You get the diaper genie.
Yeah, you get that little thing that you stick up your baby's nose to get the stuff out of it.
Yeah.
You know, like stuff you could actually use, you know?
The butt cream. The butt cream.
The rash
and you can
cream.
use for your hands, too. You know,
Now that ought to be a holiday.
Diaper rash.
Baby shower holiday.
baby
That ought to
shower
be a
day.
holiday, you know?
Everybody has a baby shower on the same day. Yeah. But, you know, Eric, I think the road you're going down there, I think, is absolutely right. I think it's come to the point now where a lot of the gifts we give for the Christmas holidays is status symbols. It's not necessarily for the person getting it. It's for you to be able to say, look what I got.
Look what I got.
For little Johnny and for cousin, Dave.
Haven't you seen people showboat too? Okay. And I've actually done this before too. So I'm not innocent. I'm innocent now
none
because
of us are innocent.
I've dealt with it. I've overcome my demons. Yeah. Okay, so but I was at one point in time I wasn't innocent, and I remember getting my dad buying him like this real expensive tie and this real expensive this and this real expensive that, and I remember him opening it going, thanks a lot, and I remember going, what are you gonna do with it? He's like, oh, yeah. And I remember, like, the next year going over to his house and seeing his closet. And at the top of the closet was all the gifts that I had bought him for the last 5 years, right? He didn't wear any of them.
Unopened?
Oh, open, but just, like, sitting in the box.
So what does that say? It was more about you than about
He's like, I don't wear this.
Yeah.
I don't wear Versace. I don't wear this. I don't wear that. But I remember doing almost like I waited for, like, the drum roll to, like, hand the gift over, and look at everybody,
Look at
and I was
me.
like, here you go, Dad. It's my turn for your gift, Dad. And he'd be like, oh, okay. And so I made the big deal, and everybody was like, oh, well, that's nice,
Dad, my love is bigger and better than anybody else's love in this room.
And
I got you Versace.
And I can prove it. Look at the receipt.
I got you some Versace.
Oh, yeah, leave the price tag on.
Yeah.
People do that all the time. They actually go, the sales lady's supposed to take that price tag off. Oops, sorry.
See how much I love you?
That Tiffany's. Oh, let me get that receipt out of there. Sorry.
So now, why don't you love me back at the same level?
And I want to see some love. Start puckering up, Buttercup. Yeah, well, we return to talking about more about the true meaning of the holidays and how you can capture and create your very own meaning of the holidays that's true to you. So stay tuned because Perspectives with your host, me, Ashley Burgess, will be back in 2 shakes.
This is Jake Busey, and you're listening to Perspectives with Ashley Burgess.
Welcome back live to Perspectives, and I'm your host, Ashley Burgess. On tonight's show, we've been talking about bringing back that feeling, the meaning of the holiday season. But you know what? We don't really ever have a meaning. We didn't ever have a meaning. A lot of us don't even know what it means, the holiday season. Black Fridays, Cyber Mondays, what have you. We all feel that that's the way. That's the true love. That's what love is buying lots of stuff for everybody on our list. Freaking out, getting in line, beating up people, and doing what we can for the holiday
Literally.
season.
I mean, she's not even kidding. I mean, you're laughing, Eric, but she's not even kidding.
I know. It's just so funny because it's insane.
It's like, look at me. I went to Tiffany's for you. I went to Tiffany's.
It's one of those situations where it's
Tiffany's.
better to laugh than to cry, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I went to Tiffany's.
I went to Toys R Us.
Do you have the blue box? You don't have a blue box. Get back in line.
Or actually, I went to Walmart or Toys R Us, and look what I got my kid. And I beat up,
and
10
I
people.
camped out all night.
I took out all my personal aggression on those 4 women.
Not even all night. There's a I won't mention the name of the big box store, but there's a big box store famous for electronics, and people were camping out. Are you ready for this, Eric?
I'm sitting.
The Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Best Buy.
They already had their tents out. She'll say it. Not to.
Best
Yeah,
Buy,
yes.
Best Buy.
No, actually, you should have done it like this. Best Buy. Excuse me.
Scratch them off my
Great
sponsor
stores,
list.
great
Yeah,
stores.
they already had
Scratch them
their
off my
tents
sponsor list.
set up on the Wednesday prior to Thanksgiving.
They have people wrapped
Are you
around their
insane?
finger. Wrapped around their finger.
That's insane.
Wrapped around their finger they have, people.
You sure those just weren't people that didn't have homes and it was just like,
Oh, let me tell you something. These weren't just, raggedy canvas tents, okay?
Yeah,
Let me tell you something. They were tricked out.
they were REI tents.
They were tricked out.
They were tricked out.
They were tricked out. You were
I
like,
love
they were
our
tricked out. They were
society.
like serving alcohol and booze in line. People were drinking. The merriness was going on.
Everybody listening to us from other countries, in the quote unquote developing countries, are probably laughing. Like, what in the world are they talking
Yeah,
about?
I mean,
What are
why
they
would I want
talking
to?
about?
Why would I go to America? Those people are insane.
Yeah, they're
there.
nuts, man.
You know?
They're beating each other up for gifts.
Ashley, real quickly, I want to go back to what you said at the beginning of the statement because I disagree with you on one point. You said that people we don't even have a meaning for the people don't know what the meaning is. Yeah. Actually, unfortunately, and I stress that word, unfortunately, people do understand the meaning of the holidays.
Their conceived meaning of the holiday.
Yes, their conceived meaning.
Not the real meaning.
Did you ever read Calvin and Hobbes? Back
No.
in the day, is a comic strip. Okay, one of the best all-time comic strips. I was a huge fan of it, mostly in the 80s and 90s. Okay. And little Calvin. I mean, basically, he summed up the new spirit of the holidays. How much loot can I get? He always referred to it as loot
Or booty.
or booty. Yes, yeah, not booty belonging to the female. I mean,
Eric.
booty as in pirate's
Sorry,
treasure
it's
booty.
a pirate in me. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna move past that.
Sorry.
I'm gonna move
I'm
past.
sorry, listeners. I'm so
Move-
sorry.
That.
No, he's not.
In fact, maybe we should just go back and edit that part out.
No, I love this. I love this.
Might have to.
Let's
Okay,
continue.
loot,
This is good. This is
loot.
good.
Okay,
this
loot.
is good. So no,
Booty.
about how much stuff you can get, right? And I think
Yeah.
that's the key. And like what I was saying, love is not about buying. Love does not mean that you have to buy a bunch of stuff. Because if you think about it, right? If love means buying stuff, think about this. If love means buying stuff, then the equation, right? Buying stuff, think about it. Buying stuff is to love as screwing is to love. That would be the same thing, right?
I think so. I mean,
Are you talking about Home Depot screwing? Or?
no,
Oh, okay,
as
okay.
in copulation.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
As in
Okay.
fornication.
As in
Okay,
fornication.
okay.
So buying stuff is to love as fornication is to love.
That's an
That makes the
interesting-
same
that's
thing,
an
right?
interesting-
I think. Wow. I mean, I think you just hit the nail on the head. I think we can go home now, folks.
Because think about
You know?
it. People always get the confusion of, okay, that woman loves me because she had sex with me. Think about this. That woman loves me, or he loves me because he had sex with me. But the thing is that sex and love aren't love. Sex is sex, and love is love. Buying stuff, on the other hand, because let's say if I come into the studio tomorrow and I go, Bill, Eric, look, I got you a car, Eric, and Bill, I got you, whatever, a house, whatever you want.
That means you love Bill more than me.
See, and then that's how.
and bingo, right there. I mean, and now we can wrap up and go home now because he just said it. He just said the true meaning of or the new true meaning of the holidays
Which is sad.
yeah.
Because eventually these things are going to break down. They're not going to work anymore.
Yeah.
And the sad thing about it is that if for anybody that has family that weren't there, or for anybody that had family that were dead, that were passed away, or God bless, were in the military, or
Right.
think about it, or didn't ever have a dad, or was raised without a mom. I mean, the theory, the whole system of Christmas and the holidays is so different for somebody that just wanted to have love and a family. I think that we have totally missed the boat in the fact that instead of caring about the family, because these are the things that are going to matter later, and the sad thing about this is these are the things that when they're gone, guess what? We're sad they're gone. But it's not until mom's about to die from cancer that we realize how much mom meant to us in our life, and it's sad that us as humans and the human condition is based on whatever is about to leave us, we want to hold on to with grim death. We want to hold on to it like nothing. But it's like now, it doesn't matter because if everybody's okay and everybody's alive, buy me stuff.
Yeah, and I would even extend that to Ashley, close friends. And even, doing things for people less fortunate. Maybe passing out food at a homeless shelter, or working your particular church or synagogues or temples or whatever. A
friend of mine said that he and his kids, he took his three sons under the age of 14, to an elderly facility, to a what do you call it?
Whatever the technical
elderly facility,
elderly facility,
retirement home.
A nursing
there you go, retirement home.
A nursing home, retirement home, and they sang Christmas carols and they hung out with them. And he said the saddest thing about it is out of these like 55, 60, wise elderly people, none of their kids came, none of their families showed up.
Yeah. And
he said, they were singing and they ate with them and stuff, and it meant the world to them. And think about that. That's so sad that, the United States is more so than any other country a disposable society. Yeah. We really are. In India and Asia, this is definitely not something that would fly with them. The idea of putting their family in a nursing home, and I understand it can be hard to take care of family members that have extensive medical conditions that you cannot take care of on your own.
That's a different story.
It's different, but to go visit them is a different story altogether. And I understand there's some conditions like, people that they don't remember you, the old Alzheimer's and that kind of thing. It can be very frustrating, but at the same time, it's about showing up in life. And I think that the buying thing is getting us off. Like, we're like, well, if I buy you stuff, I don't have to show up. If I buy you stuff, I don't have to call you for Christmas. I sent you an expensive gift.
And that speaks for me. That gift speaks for me.
I showed up. There was my name tag. There was my placard. Take it.
And, let me throw this perspective out at you, Ashley. Here's the thing. It's not that it's a bad thing to give people gifts,
we're not saying that.
We're not saying that, okay? Because, quick little history lesson, Ashley. Christmas, the modern holiday we know as Christmas, is actually a Christianization, if you will, of the ancient Roman winter solstice holiday. And the reason, of course, Jesus wasn't actually born on Christmas Day. We all know that.
Right.
And he wasn't born in a winter wonderland.
Yeah, he wasn't born in a winter wonderland.
It was kind of hot there where he was born.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a desert.
Kind of warm.
And, the reason why, we celebrate Christmas when we do is because even after, Rome became Christian, they wouldn't stop celebrating the pagan winter solstice holiday. But one of the central features of that holiday was gift giving. You would give gifts to your friends and family and whatnot. So it's the old thing: if you can't beat them, join them. And the early church just incorporated that particular feature of the holiday. There's nothing wrong with giving gifts from your heart. When you want to say, you know what, I love you, and just to make you happy, I want to put a smile on your face. Here's a gift. In the
because I care and I thought about you.
What I think where we went wrong, and again, Eric, I don't think there's any real one single turning point here. It's just a gradual evolution.
Devolution.
Or devolution. I think that's a better word for it. Is that it's gone overboard? It went from one gift to three gifts to But first of all, there's a discount. I might as well get this for me. And also as a status symbol, look how pricey my gift is, and it just spiraled out of control. It's kind of like inertia. Once it got started, look where we are.
So when children spiral out of control, there's discipline from parents, right?
Right.
You say, hey, that's a little too far. You've crossed the line, and what have you. But when a society spirals out of control, where does the discipline come from?
I think it comes from within you. I think that we have to discipline ourselves. It's almost like you have to police yourselves. And the sad thing is that you can see all the craziness coming around you, but how do you stop it? And so when we return, we're going to talk about how to stop the cycle, how to basically, I hate to use the word police yourself, but how to do it, and how to create and capture your very own meaning of the holiday and get back to the real deal. So stay tuned, because Perspectives with your host, me, Ashley Burgess, will be back in 2 shakes.
I could lift you up. I could show you what you want to see and take you where you want to be.
Get in here and give us your perspective. We're listening. You're listening to Perspectives with Ashley Burgess.
I like Perspectives with Ashley Burgess, but I prohibit my workers from listening to it.
Welcome back live to Perspectives, and I'm your host, Ashley Burgess. And on tonight's show, we've been talking about bringing back the true memory of the holiday season. But better yet, actually, you know what? We're not bringing it back. We're creating it. We're actually capturing and creating your very own meaning of the holidays right now. You know, and right before the break, Eric brought up a good point. How do you deal with a society that has gone out of control? You know, I mean, you can tell a child no when you're dealing with a child and you're trying to basically straighten out that child. You're helping them figure out the situation and not allowing them to be spoiled rotten. You say no, but how do you deal with a society that is completely out of control? And I think it's all about looking within yourself and realizing that you have to police yourself. You have to realize your true meaning of the holiday season. And I think for everybody that's quite unique. But I think the first thing is to realize that you have to stop this cycle. And just because you spend a lot of money, you buy a lot of gifts for everybody, that it's not really the holiday season. I mean, what are you getting out of that? Let's just talk about what's in it for you right now. Because I think a lot of people out there listening go, okay, what's in it for me? Well, I'll tell you, what's in it for you by changing up this concept of the holidays is, first of all, you're not going to be running yourself ragged. You're not going to be running around in a circle hoping that you get everybody the best gift and then looking at your credit card bill later on and having a freaking heart attack where you have to go to some hospital because you can't breathe or you're having a panic attack. I think that's the first thing. I think the second thing that you get out of it is you get out the real meaning of the holiday season. I mean, for example, I remember there was a party that I used to go to every year. It's a big party. There's like 10,000 people go. It's a huge deal.
Wow.
It's huge. And it is a big drinking fest. And they would have like these fountains of margaritas and all this stuff. And it was crazy.
Grief Almighty.
I know. And it was amazing. But the thing about it was that they had the party to get gifts for kids that didn't have
to raise money.
Family, didn't have any gifts. And so you had to bring a toy that was worth more than X amount, and it had to be unwrapped. And you would show up to this event, and there would be hundreds of thousands of toys. And it would take up almost a whole half a floor of like this, like a big ballroom. And it was amazing because they had like all the military that were out there collecting the toys, and it was a really cool thing. But I remember like the second year I was going, I got into everything else but the purpose of the party. And the purpose of the party was what? To get gifts for kids that don't have gifts. And I had to stop myself, and I was racing through the mall because I only had a few hours to get back home. And you know how women are. You got to get ready, and you got to do your makeup. You got to curl your hair, and you got to put your dress on. You got to look just so great. You know, for men, y'all are like, whatever. It took me 5 minutes. I put my suit on. I look great. Okay, when are we leaving? However, I'm a woman, so it took a longer time. And I was running through the mall, and I'm trying to get to the toy store. And I'm just like, all these people are in my way. Oh, my God, I just want to get out of my way. And I got in the toy store, and all of a sudden I went, slow it down.
Yep.
The whole reason why you're going to this is to give the kids the gifts.
Heart's racing, your pulse is going really fast, and you're in a tizzy, and it's like, why am I in this tizzy?
Why am I here?
Yeah,
and I put myself there.
Yeah, you put yourself there.
And so I got in the...
You allowed yourself to get swooped up.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I put myself in the toy store, and all of a sudden I started having fun. I started playing with the toys. I started looking at the toys, and I slowed it down.
Like Tom Hanks in Big, remember?
Love that show. One of my favorite films of all time. There you go.
A movie I've actually seen, Ashley.
Oh, my God. Yeah. You're after my own heart right there. Yeah,
even though it's in the last century, that's okay.
Hey, you know, it's a movie I've seen.
Man, in the last century, that dates us all. So I got to play with the toys, and I had fun, and I got home, and I was running late, and I had about 8 people showing up. And you know what? They all waited for me. It didn't matter. And I bought gifts for everybody else because they were too busy to buy gifts. So I bought all their gifts for them to take to the party.
Wow.
But I felt really good about myself. And I felt really good about the feeling I had.
Yeah.
And the emotional awesomeness when I showed up to the party and everybody else was like, man, I really wish I would have actually spent time getting my gifts too. I guess that's what the meaning of this whole party is.
You know, Ashley, you just hit it. You just hit the solution, I think. We need to realize that we are not the gods of our own personal universes. And I think that's where we've gone wrong over the past 10, 20, 30, 50 years, whatever. Realize that there is a world out there that's bigger than you.
Yeah.
And it does give you a good feeling to serve a higher cause or serve other people, that's bigger than yourself. And I think, once we can realize that, then we can kind of reverse this tide of hyper-capitalism, hyper materialism. Where the meaning of life apparently is to accumulate more loot.
If the pursuit of something better, or that space, that idea of service, and that's ultimately what it is. I think one of the highest manifestations of human existence is service to others and service to something greater than yourself. But if the road to that is anxiety and stress, then you have to question the road. Think about that. To Ashley's point, she was on the road to anxiety and stress, and she paused and said, this isn't the road that I want to be on.
Question the journey.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
If you get on the wrong,
took an off ramp.
if you get on the wrong road, folks,
got back on the right place.
Yeah, if you get on the wrong road, folks, you can just get off and get back on the right one.
But just think about it, all the listeners. If it's bringing you anxiety, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a holiday, whether it's whatever it is, a financial situation, if it brings you anxiety and stress, then that's probably a sign that you're going down the wrong road.
And actually, another way you could put it, the grass is not necessarily greener on the other side. I'll bet there's even a YouTube channel out there that has some videos
Ashley
with that.
Ashley Burgess, YouTube.
Isn't there?
I love that. Yeah, Ashley Burgess on YouTube. I mean, you can check that out because we have a lot of cool videos on that. But think about that comment that a lot of people make. I think this is interesting. I've heard it 5 times already, probably today. I was like, how you doing? I'm just trying to get through the holidays.
Trying to get through the holidays.
And it's like, what are you trying to get through? I mean, how bad is it? I mean, I understand when you've lost a loved one and something like that. And we're not talking about that. They were like just so beaten down by the malls and so beaten down by trying to get all this stuff. And
like I said, if it brings you anxiety, then you have to question the road you're traveling.
It's probably not the right road.
Probably not the right road. The coolest thing for me in the holidays, and I've been this way for a while, and I got caught up in the consumerism thing as well back when I was single and had disposable income, but now I'm married with kids, so I don't have that. But I just like looking at stuff. I like looking at the kids. I like driving by a mall and looking at the lines. If I just so happen to stumble into a mall to get something, it's just funny watching people. I just look at stuff and I look at people, and that does it for me. And it's just funny to watch. So you'll see the extreme. You'll see the people that have that anxiety and they got to get this gift or got to get that gift. And then you'll just see people strolling along, taking in the scenery. And that's fun for me.
I like the holiday season, like the whole concept, of just slowing down in that toy store and realizing what it's all about. And I think for a lot of people out there, that's how you capture and create the actual meaning of the holiday for yourself. That's how you capture and create the meaning for yourself, free of the Black Fridays, free of the Cyber Mondays, is to sit there and slow it down. Slow your roll. Slow it down.
Slow down.
And feel it.
So if your activity has a title to it, then you're probably going down the wrong roads. If your Monday has cyber in front of it.
Especially if it invokes visions of doom. Black Friday. Cyber Monday, like the Terminator is about to, come get you or something.
It's true. And I think if you actually slow down your roll and figure this out, guess what? You'll actually allow the true feelings of the holiday to creep in, and a lot of people will get choked up over it a little bit. I mean, I'm serious. I know this sounds a little crazy to some people, but when you allow the real feelings to come in and you allow the malls and the monetary stuff to go by the wayside, because I think a lot of times they use these tactics to cover up the real feelings of the season.
Yeah, the real feeling or real pain or whatever. But the real feelings is whenever I think about the holidays, I think about those memories as a kid, what it smelled like, what it looked like, what it sounded like. I remember as kids, one of the things that we used to do is go to visit our grandfather's house, and after we'd eat and open gifts, everybody's just running around the house dancing and being goofy and acting and energy and all of this kind of stuff.
And this, kind of a silly reference, but how the Grinch stole Christmas. Remember the beginning of the book where, all the Who's in Whoville, get up and they play with all the, whatever the names of all the toys were. Again, that's kind of what the meaning of Christmas, or holidays, I should say, should be. Now, actually, I think it is also important to say, when we're talking about, putting smiles on kids' faces and whatever, don't overindulge, because that's just as bad, I think.
You're talking about that champagne fountain she was talking about?
Margarita fountain.
I
mean, I have this argument with my girlfriend because, she wants to shower her nieces and nephews, with so much stuff. And it's like, almost to the point where it's a sense of entitlement now. And, if I think it kind of goes back to, okay, you got to be careful about buying, love. you know, if the toy or the electronic device is just going to be obsolete in 6 months, or if they're going to play with it for a while, then forget about it, then, you know, they don't need like a whole stack of stuff. You know what I mean?
I agree with you. And I think the only way you can, I totally agree with what you're saying. And the only way you can capture and create, I think, your meaning of the holiday season is first you want to stop, look, and listen. Remember the old fire drill at school? Stop, look, and listen. You want to not buy into the hype either, because they're selling you a bill of goods. It's not worth it. And lastly but not least, realizing that there's things to be thankful for. People in your life. Maybe you've lost some, but there are others there that you should be thankful for, that you can feel the real love and spirit of Christmas, that you can stop for 1 second and realizing there's more to this than meets the eye. And I think that's a big part of it. And also realizing that you can actually go and do things for people that have less. So I think this has been a great show. I hope you have and create a wonderful holiday season for yourself. Eric, awesome show.
Hey, I appreciate it. This is a great time for me. I like to stop. I like to reflect, and I just like to slow down, man. And so it's pretty cool. And for all you folks out there, have a great, great holiday season. Have a great holiday season and take in every second.
Amen.
Amen. Bill, great show.
Thank you very much. A great topic tonight, Ashley.
So slow it down, stop, look, and listen, and realizing there's more to this than meets the eye. Perspectives will be back next week with a brand new show. And so Perspectives with your host, me, Ashley Burgess, will be back in. We'll be back this time, and let's see, 3 shakes.